Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am finally doing a makeup video. I know on this channel I'll be doing a lot of more like unboxing figurine videos. I've made a new channel called Lena's Toy Box instead. I will put a link in the description below. That is if you are more interested in the toy part of it all. But from now on, this channel is just going to be makeup. Sometimes perfumes, because I do like perfumes, but most of the time this channel is going to be mainly makeup. So I ordered some things from TikTok shop, all from the same brand. I ordered some things from GirlCult. I've been seeing a few videos on it, and they're very good for pale skin tones. So the package came yesterday, but I was away yesterday. I was at aqua aerobics yesterday, so I didn't get the chance to film. I just wanted to come home and just kind of rest after aqua. So it's arrived. So I ended up getting 4 things. So I ended up getting an, oh my goodness, my brain's not working, an eyeshadow palette. I got a cheek product, and I ended up getting 2 lip products. So yes, let's get started. So came in thick bubble wrap. So pretty cool packaging. I mean, it's nice and secure and sturdy. Can't go wrong with that. There we go. Okay, so I've opened everything up, and so far the packaging is really lovely. This is the eyeshadow palette. So GirlCult is a Chinese brand, and from what I've noticed a lot, it's very popular among, of course, in China. Chinese and Korean skin makeup brands tend to, do makeup for very, very, very pale skin. Usually skin that's pale to the point where regular, more popular, like mainstream brands, their lightest shade is just a bit still too dark, or too yellow, too orange. So that's what drew me to the brand, along with GirlCult. They do a lot of really interesting eyeshadow palettes. They have really interesting cheek products, one of which I will show you today. And then really unique lip products, and the color schemes are very dark and gothic, or they're very like whimsical. Like if you want to do your makeup like a forest fairy or nymph, or a vampire or something like that, like something a little bit more fantasy, if that's your style of makeup, then GirlCult's color palettes that they do will really appeal to you. So the packaging is lovely. It's a matte box and has some shiny accents and a little eye and some iridescent color. So we'll open this up. Oh, opens like this. And then we have it's like this. Ooh, nice. See inside. My cat Loki just stole a squishmallow from my other cat Bruce. He was sitting on the squishmallow. He's like, no, it's my squishmallow, and Bruce just gave up, because that's Bruce's personality. 9 times out of 10 he will just give up. So this is the packaging. Very shiny. I'm gonna see if I can turn the brightness down a little bit so you can see a wee bit better, because it's very shiny. And it has like red splatters. It honestly looks like blood. It's so cool, and has a little jewel. The jewel is like a shiny, it kind of looks like larvicite. So it does. And also the actual shape, it looks a bit feminine, if you get my my meaning, but I really like the packaging. It's very compact. It's nice. And then it just opens up like this. So I got this one, which is number 52. I was really tempted, trust me, I was tempted to get the green one, but I thought, no, you have too much green. Try a different color, try a different palette that's still, you know, makeup that you, like a color scheme that you would wear, just not green. So I ended up getting this one. And technically this color here has a lovely duochrome. So it goes from like a beautiful brown, like a purplish brown to a green. And another thing, this has two mattes. And I think this one's a shimmer. While the green palette that I saw, it was all shimmer. And I don't really like, if you're gonna have a palette with only 4 colors in it, I need to have at least one matte in there, because I have hooded eyes, so a lot of shimmer and not any matte to balance it out can just make my hood look a lot more pronounced. Do you know what I mean? So, okay, so we are going to prime the lids. I'm gonna use the NYX and see how this goes. I'm showing this. I usually don't show myself applying primer, mainly because it's primer, but I'm still testing this primer out, so. But it's the NYX HD Studio Photogenic, and I've really liked this primer so far. I want to use it a bit more on the channel. Very easily blendable. Wonderful. What I'm gonna do actually is put my, see, this is the problem I have, the way that it like does that. There we go. If I move it back a little bit and let a little bit of my fringe come out, we should be fine. Wonderful. What? You're gonna have to deal with her for right now, because if I have to deal with her, so do you. Hello, sweetheart. Okay, so we are going to swatch all these first. So, of course, the palette also comes with a little mirror, which is wonderful. I'm actually going to use the mirror to see how it goes. I love that. Love that. Hello, precious. Hello, precious. And this is the mirror. Lovely, shiny mirror. Really good. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like wide enough for like both of your eyes to fit in, like this part of your face. Very pretty. Very good. Okay. I really like this packaging. Really like this packaging. Okay. So, we're gonna start off with this really pretty brown. Ooh, lovely. We have this lovely matte red toned brown, kind of like a brick red. These are the two mattes in the palette. Really beautiful. This is definitely an autumnal palette. And then we will do this color right here, which I think is like, it could be a matte base with a little bit of a red sheen. No, this is like a black, it's like a black based brown with a lot of red sheen. Wow, I don't think I have a color like this. And then of course we have the duochrome, which is a very light kind of gray pearlescent red with a little bit of brown, but then it also shifts to a green, which adds a little bit of a split of color in this palette. So we have a lot of like reddish warm tone browns with a green. So this is going to be very fun to use. Let me tuck you. Nope. Hi. Hi. I love you. I love you very much. But you need to let me do what I need to do, okay? Okay, I'm gonna take this, the lightest color, this really pretty brown. They don't have any names or anything like that, so I'm just gonna describe the color. So I'm gonna take a tiny blending brush. These feel very soft. They feel very blendable. They swatch very well. What we're going to do is we're going to put it in the outer corner of the eye. And in on our hood. And like slightly under our hood too. So where our actual crease is. But when I do my makeup, I pretend that I don't have a crease. I pretend that my hood is my crease instead, and it just helps bring everything up, because you do need to bring things up pretty high. That way when your eyes open, you can actually see the work that you've done. So we're just gonna, so far already, very, very pigmented for all that I've used. So we're just gonna really focus it on the outside. I like to focus on the outside of the outer corner of my eye, kind of elongate it a bit. And I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna leave this part pretty bare. This is a Made by Mitchell brush. This is the ME10. Very good for hooded eyes. I'm aware of the Made by Mitchell controversy. I don't see myself buying anything else in the future. To be honest, I just don't like how that went down and how Malachi was treated. I just don't like it. Okay, so far this brown, beautiful, blends beautifully. Pigmented, wonderful. It's a little bit more warm toned, but not too warm, so beautiful. I'm gonna apply a little bit on the lower lash line too. All the way in. Also, GirlCult, I would say, is very good if you like grunge makeup too. The color scheme's very grungy as well. Okay. Gonna do the same thing with the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I've noticed with like smaller brushes like this too, I have uneven hooded eyes, so my right eye is a lot more heavy. It's a lot easier with tiny brushes like this to kind of make both of the placements of the eyeshadow even on both eyes too. So yeah, but so far very pretty. I did bring the brown up a little bit higher on my actual hood so that you can see it whenever I look forward. That way this space here that you can kind of see will be colored. Will have some nice color. She is 9.5 because I will not pay attention to her. Even though I cuddled her before this video for a good 30 minutes. You're worse than a child, I swear. Okay, I'm just going to blend this out a wee bit more at the top here. I don't tend to use a lot of highlight on my brow. I used to when I was younger and following YouTube tutorials, but if I do use a highlight, I tend to use either like an eyeshadow that's almost the same color as my skin, that's matte, or a just a powder foundation or something like that, because I notice it really, you know, like, see, it really like weighs down my eyes, you know. I love the texture of this color. Very beautiful. Blended beautifully. Very pigmented. Didn't take too long at all to match. Okay, so we're going to take the same brush, but we're going to clean it very well on a tissue. And then we're also going to take an even smaller brush. So this is an ME11 from Made by Mitchell. If there are any like dupes, like, because I do want to buy more of these brushes, but that whole thing has set a bad taste in my mouth, so I'm like, I don't really want to buy anything from that brand yet until they show that they're not complete assholes. That'd be great. So we'll see what happens. But yes, but tiny brushes for hooded eyes, fantastic. But I'm going to take this smaller one and going in with this very brick red. Very, very light. Also, I noticed it makes my grey eyes, it brings like the blue, makes them look a lot more blue. We are going to focus mainly on the outer part of the eye and the lower lash line. I want to add a little bit of depth, and I might add a little bit of right here. You know, not all the way, but just right in there. But these are very pigmented, as you can see. They are very powdery, so you need to really tap off. Oh, you can really see the blood. That's so cool looking. So cool looking. But you want to really... mainly out here. And then the outer V. And really blend it. And then take the brush that we applied that brown on. Just wiped off. You can apply a little bit of the brown again on top to help blend that out a bit. But just make like a C motion. With this red, I'm going to use it a little bit sparingly, because the problem with red on incredibly pale complexions, you can look sick and you can look like your eyes are bruised as well. So just be very careful with that if you are very, very pale. Then I'm going to take a little bit more. I'm just going to put it right here. So I'm going to lift I'm going to do this, which is pretty much a cardinal sin when he has hooded eyes, but I want it to just be right here. I don't want it touching my eyelid. Just a little bit. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. But not too much. So we want like red here, and right in the middle to be plain, and a little bit of that brown. So top off a little bit of that brown with that M10. Just blend that out. Just add a little bit of red in there, but not too much. And then what we could do is take a liner brush and just, I'm trying to tap into the lower lash line. This helps fill out the lower lash line a bit. I like to stamp it on because I have very sensitive eyes, and so sometimes if I drag, it'll get and because the mattes anyway are very powdery, you might get some in your eye, and it's just not a very nice experience. And then I just blend it out with the fluffier brush. So also helps keep the color concentrated really close to the lash line too. You can't see what I'm doing. There we go. And you want to just stop right here. Don't go all the way in. Take that brown again. Very lightly. Close your eye. It just helps. Closing my eye just helps. Helps it stop helps it stop to not be so irritated. So this is what we are going for. I will be right back when I do my other eye. So this is what we've got so far. So this is another reason why I like grungy makeup, is that it suits really heavy set eyes, because grunge is very heavy, and having heavy hooded eyes helps with that, with the aesthetic of grunge, which is one of the reasons why I really like grunge makeup. So this is what it looks like. Again, blended out very, very well, very quick to match both eyes. Yeah, looks pretty even. Yep, looks pretty even. Very, very nice. So, okay, we are going to go in with this black, like that really pretty brown, black base brown with red, red sheen. Okay, I'm gonna take flat brush. I think this one might be a bit too big, actually. So I'm gonna go in with I think I might go in with this tiny one instead. That way I have a lot more room, a lot more freedom. Yeah, I'll do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use glitter glue in one eye, and then use the shimmers just on their own, just to see the difference, see how they work with shimmer, without shimmer, not with shimmer, without shimmer, with a glittery, like a sticky primer underneath or not. So I'm going to do my right eye here, and I'm going to do this without, because this eye is heavier. So yeah, so we're going to take this color. You could also spray the bottle, the spray, if you wanted to. Not a lot of kickback. So the mattes are very kickback heavy. The shimmer so far, not so much. You know what? I'm just gonna apply it with my finger. Screw it. Oh yeah, apply it with your finger. And you want it to go on your, just on the ball of your eyelid, and then right on the outer part of your eye too. And then blend it towards inner part of your eye, just to kind of like blend it a bit, you know. I'm gonna tap a little bit more. I really just went like I really just went like that. Really focus on the outer part of the eye. That's so pretty. It's very heavy though. I think I went a little bit too heavy, if I'm being honest. But it's fine. It's fine. And then we are going to apply a little bit of the glue on the other side. Okay. Just to see how this goes. Yep, definitely needs a base or some sort of, or apply it with your fingers. Applying it with a brush and a sticky primer brings out that red a lot more, while, as you can see on this eye, you can the red sheen kind of blends out a bit more. We want to blend this out. Take more of that brown that we used previously and just blend this bad boy out. Yeah, I would use a brush, and I would use a primer and a brush with this because I did kind of mess up a little bit with my finger. That's the problem with hooded eyes on my fingers. Best thing to do is use a is to use your fingers with colors like this, but when you have hooded eyes, you don't really have a lot of room, unfortunately. Okay, we're gonna go in with this really pretty iridescent reddish brown green color. I'm gonna go with an even smaller brush, and then I'm also gonna just go in with on the other eye too, because I don't want to mess the look up too much. And then we're gonna apply it. It has like a shiny kind of wet look when it's on the brush. See, it even applies very like wet. Then we want to just go back and forth to get these two colors to blend. I love this. This is such a beautiful color. Sorry, I'm just concentrating. I think I might also apply a little bit at the bottom here for the glitter, you know, kind of have like a break right here, matte, and then have like glitter right here. It'll be very, very, very pretty. Just lightly tap. This looks very, very beautiful on top of that red, that matte red that we used. And then I'm just going to take my finger and just blend everything out. So that's the overall look. Very, very dark, very Tim Burton, very Mrs. Lovett coated. Really beautiful. This color in particular, I love it. It works really, really well. The only color that I didn't really had a little bit of trouble working with was this one, mainly because it was very, very dark. A little bit hard to blend with a finger, although it did look better with a finger, but once you started blending it out, that red sheen really dissipated. So definitely use some sort of glitter base or shimmer base, and then apply it with a smaller brush, so that way you have a lot more control. I think in the future, when using this palette again, I would use this one instead of putting it on my lid, because I do feel like it's a little bit heavy for my eye type. I'd probably put it on the outside, kind of like a liner, and then go in with this color just more so over the entire eyelid rather than just the inner part of the eyelid. But it's a very pretty palette. I didn't get any fallout with it at all. The mattes have a lot of kickback, so you do need to tap really well. The shimmer and the very glittery duochrome didn't have, they weren't powdery. I didn't need to tap the Bruce is dreaming and his ears like I didn't need to tap off any excess. I just did it out of muscle memory. So I'm going to complete the finishing touches here, and I will be right back with the cheek and lip products. So this is the final look, like the eyes. I ended up using I used Swerve. These are all ColourPop creme gel liners. They're very good liners if you have sensitive eyes. I used Swerve for my tight line, and then this is just a matte, so just a cream finish. Then I used Joyride in the lower part of my lower lash line, and then on top of that, very lightly, I used a little bit of Wildcat, which is a really nice kind of dirty goldish green to kind of bring in more of that green color. Mascara wise, I didn't actually use any mascara today, but I would use the Sky High, the just pure black one, mainly because I didn't bring it with me. And I don't want to go get it. That's the only reason. But yes, but this is what it looks like with my glasses on too. Very, very nice. So we're going to take my glasses off actually, because we want to see the next product. So I ended up getting one of the blush products. Everything is in Chinese, so I'm not too sure. But this is in the number 22. This is the packaging. Very cute. Has a peach packaging, and it does smell like peach. So I won't be surprised if it tastes like tastes. It smells like peaches. I'm not going to taste the blush. Don't worry. Okay, so this one's a little bit... There we go. Ooh. Oh, lovely. So this is what it's shaped like. Okay, so this is the shape, and it has like a velvet, green velvet, and then the little stone right here is pink and green, and then the actual packaging is pink and green. It's very matte. Also, this came with a little puff, and when I mean little puff, I mean little puff. Very tiny, a very, very small little puff. I might use this puff on one side of one cheek to see if it will help. See how that works. But this is the product. So this has it's a sun, and it's like shiny, and it smells like peaches. It smells like peach and mint mixed together. And then of course you have the mirror, which we will take off. I'm going to use this mirror too, just to see. There we go. So that's the mirror. Very, very pretty. But the actual blush itself, it's not a powder. It's like a hard lip gloss texture. It's very, very strange. So we're going to see what this is like. We're going to use the puff. I don't want to ruin the sun though. But this is in the shade, I think this is in the shade Blood, which I don't really have like pure red blushes, especially ones that are like described as being blood red. Okay, so whenever you first apply it, there's like nothing there, but then it slowly starts to form. We really want it like still very nice smell. Like it a lot. It does leave like a film on the skin. So keep that in mind. You will need to set this. But it does add a nice like dewy finish. Gonna see what it's like on the nose. What a very cool product. I've never had like a jelly kind of lip cheek product before. I don't think I'm going to use a brush. I think I'm just going to stick with this, mainly because it seems to go very well. Using the mirror is very handy. It's big enough for you to see your entire face. It's very natural looking. I just don't like the fact that I'm ruining the little sun. That's the only thing. Okay. And we're going to use a little bit on our chin. But I do like that this is a little bit more natural looking because it's not taking away from the eye makeup. I would not use a highlighter with this, probably. Just because it's so dewy on its own. And again, it leaves like a film, like a balmy film on your face, so be very careful with that. If you, just in case you might not like that feeling. Let's see. So let's say there. If you apply it, it's just not really. Applying it on your face, it's kind of like, it's almost like pH activated almost. Very, very nice. It's very natural. I like it. It's unique. So, it smells really good. It smells really good too, so I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at all. Because you can really see. Okay. And then the final thing that we're going to do is the lip product. So I ended up getting 2 of these. Let me put my glasses on so you can see. I got number S07 and S06. So this is the packaging. Very, very pretty. It has a nice green sun on there. The same kind of like sun that's embossed in the blush. And then it opens up like this. And then this is the actual lipstick packaging, which is so cool to me. I have like a little embossed, like a little button right here. It's not a button though, but it definitely looks like one. And then you just pull it up. Yep, there we go. And this is the first one. This is S06, which is in the lovely brown color. They smell like they have a very floral scent. Kind of like, yeah, like a clean rosy scent. Not full on floral rose, but a clean scent nonetheless. And then we have the other one. This one is S07. And this one is a little bit darker. This one doesn't seem to have any glitter in it. So we're just going to swatch these. This is S07, a really matte brown color. And then S06, which is more of a, has some glitter in here. And it's more of a red toned brown color right here. So we're going to use, I think I'm going to try both of these to see how this goes, shall we? So I'm going to try S07, and I'm going to take a small brush I'm trying to find a brush that's small enough. Yeah, take this one. This is a Freyara brush. It's actually an eyeliner brush, but I like to use this as a lip brush personally. And we're just gonna kind of like line it. I should have definitely moisturized my lips beforehand, but I did not. I don't think I have any lip liner that would go with this either. You know what, screw it, I'm just gonna apply it. So on my skin, it's more of like a green. And you can really see the glitter. It has green glitter. That only seems to activate when you rub your lips together. If you hear any noises in the background, Bruce is now snoring. I would highly, highly, highly recommend you moisturize and exfoliate your lips beforehand, because it does stick. How the heck did that happen? It does stick very, very well to dry patches of skin. It's a very nice kind of velvety, smooth texture. Goes really well with this look actually, because this green helps bring out the green in the eye makeup. It's very pigmented too. I like this one a lot. Though I don't know what lip liner I wear with this. Maybe like just a clear lip liner. Just so that I have some sort of lip liner, or even an eyeliner. Possibly. But once you press your lips together, it has a nice green sheen to it. And then you have S07. Wait a second. The one I'm wearing is S07. Whoops. Then we have S06, which I might apply a little bit in the middle. Oh yeah, it doesn't have stick to dry patches on your lips, so be very wary of that. Helps neutralize it a little bit. Very, very pretty. I'm actually gonna rub the swatch that I did to see if it activates. Yeah, it does. So whenever you kind of like rub it, you do get like a shimmery sheen. It is noticeable on the in the actual tube of SO6, but it wasn't on SO7. But this is very, very pretty. Overall, I really like this look. It's very, very heavy. It's very grungy. I like it a lot. I would go a little bit, I wouldn't go as heavy on the black shadow if I were to go out in it with this in public, just so that my eyes are a little bit more lifted, and that way you can see a bit more of the green duochrome. But I like how it makes my eyes look. It makes my eyes look a lot more green. The only product that I'm a little bit wary, a little bit on is the blush. So the blush itself is really, really cool. Very cool, you know, invention, really cool formula. It's like, it's literally like a balm, like a hard balm, but it's the texture it leaves on the face for me. You would definitely need to pat this, you know, definitely use like a puff for this. I wouldn't use a brush, especially if you've already done your base. It will probably drag, so definitely use some sort of puff or stick lid on. But if you don't like that finish, if you go over it with a powder, it might just remove the color, I think, or just make it look like you're not wearing anything at all. Because when I did swatch it, you can't really see. There is a little bit of a sheen, and there is a little bit of like a light pink on my hand, but it does look a little like it's more of that, like that pH activated kind of formula, which it is pretty cool. I'm gonna play with this one a little bit more and see what it would look like if I were to put some sort of powder on, just to help it. It's a nice dewy finish. It doesn't make me look oily or anything like that. It just makes me look nice and dewy, which is nice, which is hard because I do have naturally oily skin. But yeah, it's just the texture on my face. I can feel it on my face, especially when I kind of like do this, you know. So, but it is very pretty. It's very natural. It's just a nice little flush. It's just the texture. So yeah, I would just keep that in mind. The lipsticks feel very nice. They're very, very like a matte velvet. They cling to every single dry bit of skin, so exfoliate out of your lips, moisturize them before. I should have done that before I started the video, but I didn't, which is my own fault. So yes, and overall my favorite product is definitely the eyeshadow palette. All four of these shadows were lovely. The only one that I didn't really vibe with too much is this one, mainly because it kind of scared me a little bit, and it is a shadow that you do need to use very sparingly because it is so dark. I think it would look lovely on like a black base, like a black eyeliner base, especially on the lower lash line. Do a really thick liner, blend that liner out, and then use that color on top. It would look lovely. Maybe keep the upper part of the eye completely like almost clear. I think I might do something like that with this in another video, and then use SO6, the eyeshadow, the lipstick that's a little bit more like red toned. I think that would be very, very nice. So very, very cool. This is also giving me Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo. I'm very, very excited to wear stuff like this in the winter time. This is my kind of makeup, and so my kind of makeup is a little bit more seasonally appropriate for autumn, winter. But yeah, it's very, very nice. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yes, hopefully it will give you a little bit of information on some GirlCult products. But I'm very, very impressed. I like them. Again, it's just the cheek product I'm a little bit wary on still. I don't know if I like it. I do like the way it looks. I like how natural it is and the sheen. It's just, again, the texture. I can feel it. And because I wear glasses too, like my glasses will kind of rub off here and here. So that's another thing I have to keep in mind, you know, like what if my glasses will rub, and that way you kind of get like a line. I'm not too sure about that yet. So yes, I will test that theory out in another video when I do use the GirlCult products again. But yes, thank you for watching, thank you for following, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye everybody.